3 years ago, sitting in this seat, I watched alongside Andrea Mitchell as our nation's capital was ransacked. Windows broken, the Senate and the House chamber plundered, and officers beaten by a violent mob of Trump supporters who were told the election was stolen and that the only way to keep our democracy was to, quote, fight like hell. It was clear, even in the chaos of that moment, that January 6th was a day that would change this country. I've just been texting with Congressman Dan Kildee inside the House on the floor. I asked if he was okay. He said he's okay now. I'm trying to get more information about what might have happened in there. But that right there is an unbelievable and disturbing sight coming out of our Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on a day where we should be doing something that is procedural, that is pro forma. You can hear how frazzled my voice was in that moment from that day 3 years ago. Among the many officers attacked on that day was Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone, who almost died, Now retired Officer Fanone joins me. His book is Hold the Line, The Insurrection and One Cop's Battle for America's Soul. Michael, it's good to have you. It's been 3 years, and in the ensuing 3 years, a lot of what happened on that day, although it seemed clear in the moment, has gotten pretty muddy from various people trying to obfuscate, trying to retell the story of that day to suit their own political needs. Bring us back to the moment. Remind us of what it was like.
Yeah, so I think it's important that we take this anniversary to remember the severity of that day, the violence perpetrated by supporters of the former president, fueled by his lies, directed to the Capitol, who, like I said, attacked police officers like myself, putting more than 100 in the hospital, all in an attempt to subvert democracy, overturn a free and fair election, and threaten the lives of members of Congress and their staff.
Now, as we embark on another election year where the man who incited all of that, who said you need to fight like hell, is running for president again, and he's currently, before the voting begins, the front runner for the GOP nomination. What do you say to the man running against him, President Biden, to try to keep it atop of voters' memories, what happened on that day, to not let it get swept under the rug?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I disagree with this administration's handling of January 6th. I think January 6th is the single most important event and issue that our president has to tackle during his administration, preserving democracy. I think that, while speeches like today and some that President Biden has given in the past are filled with outrage and passion, those are things that Americans need to be reminded of that every single day, specifically younger voters, voters who may have been too young to even fully grasp what happened on January 6th, that it was an orchestrated attack, that it involved the former president, his administration, his enablers, that it was intentional. They need to know what's at stake. And it's the president of the United States' responsibility, it's Joe Biden's responsibility to let Americans know what is at stake in this upcoming election.
Is it his responsibility alone?
No. It's not his responsibility alone. I mean, ultimately, it's, everyone's responsibility, everyone that cares about democracy. We all have a part to play in securing democracy for future generations in this country. That being said, the president is the commander in chief, and I would like to see him fight harder against Donald Trump and MAGA extremist agenda in this country.
Michael Fanone, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate it.